Edward Said was born in 1935 into a family of Palestinian Christians in Jerusalem. His family was forced to leave Palestine after they were expelled by Israeli forces in 1948 and took refuge in Egypt. Edward Said completed his primary education in Egypt and later traveled to the United States, where he obtained a PhD in English literature from Harvard University in 1964. After completing his education, he worked as a professor of comparative literature at Columbia University. During the 1967 Arab-Israeli War, Said noticed that his fellow teachers and students were blindly cheering for the Israelis and praising their crimes against Palestinians. Therefore, Edward Said realized that the people of the Western world were being brainwashed by propaganda against Arabs, and they viewed all Eastern people as uncivilized savages. He felt that he needed to fight against this propaganda, and in 1978 he wrote the book entitled Orientalism, in which he dismantled the Western view of the Eastern world. Edward Said criticized Western philosophers such as Karl Marx, who stated that British colonialism would save Indians from backwardness, and he also criticized Alfonso de Lamartine, who referred to Palestine as an empty place with no cities. Edward Said also criticized the lack of intellectuals in the West. He stated, "The Western market economy and its consumer orientation have produced a class of educated people whose intellectual formation is directed to satisfying market needs. Edward Said used his position as a professor to fight for the Palestinian cause, and he later began working as a translator for the Palestinian resistance leader known as Yasser Arafat. Said was eventually elected as a member of the Palestinian National Council, and he continued to give lectures and speeches refuting pro-Zionist thinking in the Western world. Edward Said also gave speeches in support of the Palestinian resistance, and he praised the 1987 Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. Edward Said continued to use his platform to criticize the pro-Israeli American policies. He stated, "American peace in the Middle East means controlling relations between Israel and Arab countries, and means that no country in the region possesses weapons of mass destruction except Israel. And it means opening the economies of the Arab countries to Israeli and American penetration, and it also means conflict and dialogue at the same time." In 1993, Edward Said resigned from the Palestinian National Council due to his opposition of the signing of the Oslo Accords between Yasser Arafat and Israel. He criticized Yasser Arafat and stated, "Yasser Arafat kept proclaiming his trust and confidence in Israel, an Israel that has dispossessed our people and continues to confiscate land, to increase settlements, and kill and incarcerate thousands of Palestinians." Throughout his life, Said wrote many books, including Culture and Imperialism, The Question of Palestine, and The Politics of Dispossession. Edward Said continued to support the Palestinian cause until he passed away in September 2003.